Have you ever wondered why some people flood their social media with selfies every single day, while others never post a single picture of themselves, not even on their birthday? What if I told you that not posting your photos isn't just a personality preference? It reveals some of the deepest layers of human psychology, layers most people don't even realize they're hiding. Because behind every blank profile picture, every private account and every invisible online identity lies a story of control, fear, power, trauma, mystery, or sometimes extreme self-awareness. Today we're diving into the dark psychology of people who refuse to show their face online. And trust me, what you're about to hear may change how you see people forever. On the surface, it looks simple. Some people post, some people don't. But psychology says nothing humans do is ever that simple. Think about it. We live in an era where posting photos has become a social norm, a digital identity, a measurement of social value. So when someone chooses not to participate in this system, it's not random, it's intentional, and it's meaningful. Some people avoid posting because they fear judgment. Others avoid it because they don't want validation from strangers. Some use silence as protection, others use it as a weapon. In fact, recent studies show that people who avoid posting personal pictures often fall into very specific psychological patterns connected to self-protection, emotional intelligence, past wounds, and sometimes hidden confidence. Yes, confidence. Because not posting your photo can also be a sign of psychological strength, something we'll get to later. But here's where it gets interesting. People who don't post their photos often behave differently in real life too. They read people more deeply, they trust slowly, they reveal little, and they observe everything, like a quiet room that still makes you feel watched. Today, we're going to decode these silent behaviors, expose the hidden fears and secret strengths, and reveal the psychological blueprint behind people who choose to stay unseen. Get ready, because once you understand these patterns, you'll never look at a blank profile photo the same way again. 1. The psychology of control. For many low-visibility users, not posting their photo is about power. When they stay invisible, they stay unpredictable. And unpredictability gives them control. They choose who sees them, who judges them, who thinks about them. In a world where people share everything, the one who shares nothing becomes the one holding all the cards. These individuals often have high boundaries and strong privacy instincts. They don't like others having access to their emotions, routines, or weaknesses. They want to be the observer, not the observed. 2. The fear of misjudgment. Another group hides due to deep psychological fear of being misjudged or misinterpreted. These people grew up hearing things like, "Don't post this, people will talk. Be careful what others think." Their minds learn to associate visibility with danger. Exposure equals vulnerability. Attention equals risk. So they protect themselves through silence. 3. The hyper-analytical mind. These are the overthinkers. They won't post a selfie because they'll analyze everything. Does this angle look okay? What will people say? Is this worth posting? Their brain runs simulations of every possible reaction, likes, comments, judgments, gossip, and ultimately decides it's not worth the emotional cost. Ironically, these people are often intelligent, sensitive, and incredibly self-aware. 4. The minimalist identity. Some people simply reject the idea of validating themselves online. They believe their face doesn't need to be a piece of public currency. These individuals are internally driven, not externally motivated. They don't need likes to feel worthy. They don't need online applause to feel attractive. They prefer privacy over performative living. Psychologically, these people are often more secure than the average heavy social media user. 5. The trauma shield. Here is where the story gets darker. People who have experienced betrayal, bullying, stalking, toxic relationships, or emotional abuse often choose to stay hidden. Posting a photo feels like opening a door they once had slammed in their face. To them, visibility, vulnerability. So they choose to guard themselves behind a wall of digital silence. This isn't weakness, it's armor. 6. The silent confidence type. This might surprise you. Some of the most confident people don't post their pictures at all. Why? Because they don't feel the need to prove themselves. They know their worth, they know who they are, they don't need digital applause to feel validated. These individuals often radiate a mysterious charisma in real life, because the less they reveal online, the more people want to know them. 7. The mystery effect. Humans are psychologically wired to be curious about what we can't see. That's why people who don't post their photos often appear more intimidating, more unpredictable, more interesting. Mystery creates emotional gravity, and knowingly or unknowingly, people who avoid posting their pictures generate this aura. We're drawn to what we can't fully see, just like a closed door is always more intriguing than an open one. Here comes the twist, the darkest and most powerful layer of all. Psychologists have found that people who post their pictures often fall into two extreme emotional categories. Category 1, the wounded invisible. These individuals hide because they've been hurt deeply, sometimes by people they trusted, sometimes by experiences they never talk about. Their silence is protection, their invisibility is survival. They learned that showing themselves leads to criticism, comparison, or cruelty. So they do the opposite. They disappear. They aren't weak, they're healing. Category 2, the mentally strong shadow. This category is the exact opposite. These individuals hide because they're powerful. They don't need attention. They don't crave validation. They don't chase approval. Their silence is strategy. Their invisibility is confidence. They live life on their own terms, not for display, not for likes, not for strangers. And here's the twist. Both categories look identical on social media. A blank profile picture. No selfies, no face reveals, no identity. But psychologically, they are worlds apart. One hides due to pain. The other hides due to power. Yet both share one thing. They don't let the world define them. And that is the deepest psychological secret of all. People who don't post their photos are not running away from the world. They are simply refusing to let the world shape them. So what does this all mean for you? If you are someone who never posts your photo, think about which category you fall into. Are you hiding from the world because of old wounds? Or are you guarding your peace because you're strong enough not to seek approval? Neither answer is wrong. But awareness is power. And if you know someone who never posts their pictures, don't assume they're shy or insecure. They may be stronger, deeper, and smarter than you think. They may be healing. They may be observing. They may simply be protecting a part of themselves the world does not deserve to consume. Here's the truth. Social media has made people believe that visibility equals value. But psychology says the opposite. Your value is not measured by how much you show, but by how deeply you understand yourself. And sometimes, the wisest people are the ones who choose to stay unseen. Not because they're afraid of the world, but because they refuse to let the world shape their identity. If this revealed something new about you, or someone you know, tell me in the comments. Do you think staying invisible online is a sign of strength or a sign of fear? And remember, just because someone is silent doesn't mean they are empty. Sometimes, silence is the loudest form of self-control.